Trump's approval rating just hit a record low. Let's discuss why. In the Gallup poll, for instance, Trump's approval rating has just hit a record low of 37%. The change in approval is primarily driven by attitudes amongst independent voters, which, as you can see, is the dotted line below. So when Trump took office back in January, approval amongst independents was almost 50%. This has slid pretty much consistently during his entire first term so far, now falling to a low of 29%. Attitudes, not surprisingly, amongst Republicans and Democrats has pretty much stayed the same over Trump's term in office. Not only is his overall favorability falling, but across many different categories, voters are continuing to lose faith in the Trump administration. The two most important categories here are immigration and economy. Immigration is the second most important issue cited by voters. The economy/inflation, which are often put together, is number one. So you can see here, since he took office, and the economy approval has fallen to 37%, immigration to 38%. And what I think is very interesting here is his approval over the federal budget has plummeted to a low of 29%. I think this definitely reflects a promising sign that voters understand that his big, beautiful bill is going to explode the federal deficit. So that message definitely seems to have gotten across to voters. And below here, you can see Gallup aligns with the polling average, with Trump's disapproval rating steadily increasing. Gallup's disapproval is a little higher than the mean, but the trend remains the same amongst all major pollsters. When we look at the groups that have shifted their attitude towards Trump the most, yes, it is independent voters, but when you look at who those independent voters are that have soured quickly on Donald Trump, they are Gen Z voters, Latino voters, and Black voters. So we're seeing a reversion to the mean amongst those groups, as in kind of what you would expect in a generic Democrat versus Republican election. We are seeing those groups that Trump overperformed in 2024 go back to what we would expect in a typical election. So we're getting to a 2-to-1 disapproval for Gen Z and Latino voters, and a more 85-90% disapproval rating amongst Black voters. And that's pretty much been the norm in elections in previous cycles, outside of Donald Trump's overperformance in those groups during this last election in 2024.